Hey parents, welcome back to a new video. Now today I'm going to be talking about something that I know a lot of parents have been writing into me, have been mentioning on the phone calls that I've been having with a lot of parents over the last 14 days. And that is happiness, right? So when I ask parents, is your child happy? A lot of them say, not really. Now, while I'm recording this, we are going through one of the most toughest times I think a lot of kids have been going through in a very long time. Okay, we are going through a worldwide pandemic where a lot of kids, the things kids love, the things that kids enjoy have been limited, have been in some cases taken away. Now, as an adult, we can handle that for a while, and we also know how to handle it because we understand the situation of a pandemic. Now, for a kid, for a child, this can be very, very difficult. So if your child is currently on a soccer team, and that soccer team, because of the pandemic, because of the restrictions being placed within a lot of communities and societies, has been taken away, that can cause your child to be unhappy, right? That can cause your child to be, in some cases, distressed, right? Because that something that made them really happy has been taken away from them. And not only for maybe a week or 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but over a long period of time. And I know this as well, because as a coach, you know, I haven't been able to have access to a lot of my players. We haven't been able to train together. We haven't been able to share moments together. And it's been a real struggle. Now, if you're a parent watching this, I want to teach you today 3 ways how you can help your child to be happier. Now, let me tell you from experience that happiness, okay, comes within inside you, right? Happiness is not something that you buy. Happiness is not something that you give to your child, right? Happiness is a feeling, but it's a feeling that comes as a result of doing things that you love, that make you feel good, that make you feel happy. All right. So I want you to really understand that if your child is upset, buying them new clothes, buying them new sneakers, trainers, won't necessarily solve that problem. But showing them attention, showing them love will definitely do that, right? And this is something that I always talk to coaches about. When we're on our phone, when we're on a Zoom call and we're talking about why their players aren't motivated. And sometimes coaches know the answer, but most of the times they don't know the answer, because kids and athletes, they're exactly the same. They're people, right? And people are happy when they're motivated to do things, right? So the first thing I want to talk to you a bit about, if you're a parent watching this, is number one, your child can't be happy, and I say the word can't, unless you are happy. So if you're a happy parent, if you found happiness within you, then you can translate that happiness to your child. Because kids see everything that their parents do. Now, I want you to really understand what I just said. Okay, kids see everything that parents do. So if parents are miserable, parents are unhappy, then that is going to translate to their child, right? If parents are scared, if parents are fearful, then kids will feel that as well. Now, how a child is feeling at home they then take that feeling onto the field. And when they take that onto the field, that will affect how your child performs. Okay. So if your child is going through stress, if they're going through anger, if they're unhappy at home for whatever reason, then once they get onto the field, they're going to feel exactly the same way about that. Okay. And they're going to play as a result of how they feel. So you as a parent, first of all, to make your child happy, you need to be happy, right? You need to find happiness within you. You need to find what makes you feel good, so that then you can do those things with your child and you both can feel good together, right? So that's the first one. The second one is you need to teach your child optimism, right? So this is something I'm definitely learning. Okay, it's been a real struggle for me. Like I said, we've been going through this pandemic for over a year now, and it's been a real struggle. Remaining optimistic, finding ways to be optimistic. So when we find that optimism, that means that no matter the situation we are going through, we find something within that to be optimistic. But your child isn't going to learn this unless you, as the parent, implement it into them. Okay. So when you're having a conversation with your child and you're being negative, you're saying to them, no, we can't do this. No, this is this way. We can't afford that. We can't do this. We can't do that. We can't. And you keep telling them they can't. Then just imagine what that does to your child. Okay, just imagine it for a second, what that does to your child. Your child starts to think, right, I can't, to the point where they can't. So we need to shift your mindset where you're starting to look at the positives, where you're starting to be more optimistic about things, right? Even though things are difficult, but can we find one thing within that difficulty that's going to give us optimism, and that we can then teach to our kids how they become optimistic, right? So as a coach, if my team is losing every single week, believe me, it's very, very difficult to be optimistic, right? Because us coaches, we thrive on results. And if we are having negative results, then it's going to be very difficult to be optimistic. So, but once we find something positive, once we find some optimism in a performance or in your child, whatever it is, that one thing that we can then build on, and we teach that to our kids, then your child will start to be a bit more optimistic. They will start to be a problem solver. Okay, they won't come across roadblocks and quit. They will come across a roadblock and find a way around, over, sometimes even through it. Okay. Now the third way is, it goes back to what I said at the beginning, which is you have to find happiness, right? You have to find happiness in what you do. So if you are someone that likes to do things that make you feel good, then of course you're going to start to feel more happy. And ultimately, this is something that a lot of kids want, right? A lot of kids want this from their parents. A lot of kids want to feel good, want to do fun things. And if you're doing fun things with your child, then they're going to start to feel more optimistic about themselves. They're going to start to feel good about themselves. They're going to become a happier person. So when you get home from work, make time for your child, right? I know a lot of parents that get home from work, of course, they're tired. You know, it's draining being out in the workplace. But as soon as when they get home, it's like their child is playing on the console, and they go and eat together, and then the child goes back to the console, and there's no actual personal interaction of how that child is, what that child went through that day. But when you show your child personal attention, and when you say, right, turn the console off for a bit, we're going to go and do this. We're going to go to the park. We're going to make something to eat together. When you get your child more involved in the day-to-day activities of the household, then your child's going to become a happier person. Your child is going to be a happier athlete because they feel more involved in the day-to-day of the business, right? And I see, this is funny, but I see the household as a business, right? You, as the parent, are the business owner. Your child can become your assistant, right? And if you do things together, if you work together, then you make that business stronger. You make that household stronger. And that's something I know a lot of parents find difficult. But it comes down to a commitment to making it work. And when you can make it work, when you can show your child personal attention, when you can interact with your child, then ultimately they're going to become a more confident person. They're going to become a more confident athlete. And ultimately they are going to be a happier child. So I hope this video helps. If there's anything that you watched or you heard me say and it really resonated with you, right, leave me a comment in the comment section. Also, if you really like the content I share here, like and subscribe to the channel, okay? Because every single week I put content out there to help parents with their child, how to make their child more confident, how to grow their mindset, make them more resilient. And if maybe you want to get in contact with me, have a conversation, I am accessible. Send me an email to info@thefootballdomainacademy.com, info@thefootballdomainacademy.com. One more time, info@thefootballdomainacademy.com. Send me a message through there. I'd love to jump on a phone call with you and see how I can best help you and your child. Okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.